Scene Mom says, welcome to the new podcast from former Phoenix radio host Danny Cutler. Each week bringing you independent music, industry news, the occasional interview, and other fun segments. Let's get to it. Scene Mom says hello and welcome to episode number 70. What? 70 episodes. That blows my mind. I'm Danny, your host and Scene Mom, and as always, thank you for joining me. A shorter show this week. I have so much happening, and why is it all in a 1 week span? Husband is having a minor medical procedure. He's fine. No big deal. I'm giving a social media refresher presentation through the Wachusett Business Incubator. I have 2 short stories to record, and the Cultural Council is kicking off their grant application season. They're doing that next week, so this week is all the prep work. I'm chair of the Cultural Council, so a little bit more falls on my shoulders, but I love it, and the whole purpose of the Cultural Council is awesome. But everything this week. And I didn't want to skip another week of sharing some good music and information with you because I did that 2 weeks ago after Fan Expo Boston. I will have 3 awesome tunes for you this week. One of those will be my pick of the week, your music news, history, your marketing tip, and I have a pretty awesome good news story for you. So without further ado, let's jump right back in with Lowell, Massachusetts band The Ghouls, and this is called Game.
I just got this little problem that I can't ignore. Everybody thinks they're right, I can't take no more. Everybody likes to say they think I'm dumb. Well, at least this dumbass knows how to have some fun. It makes me want to run. It ends all of the same. I don't care how you won. Maybe it's just a game. Another problem, but I don't know why. I guess I'm still just idiotic. Why do I still try? I wait around for like an hour, but get no response. I guess that's why they call it ghosting, cause I feel the haunts. It makes me want to run. It ends all of the same. I don't care how you won. Maybe it's just a game. You can't stop screaming. I'm up here dreaming. You're gonna make me go find someone else. You can't stop screaming. I'm up here dreaming. You're gonna make me go find someone else. You can't stop screaming. I'm up here dreaming. You're gonna make me go find someone else. You can't stop screaming. I'm up here dreaming. You're gonna make me go find someone else. You can't stop screaming. I'm up here dreaming. You're gonna make me go find someone else. You can't stop screaming. I'm up here dreaming. You're gonna make me go find someone else. You can't stop screaming, I'm up here dreaming. You're gonna make me go find someone else.
Again, that was Lowell, Massachusetts band The Ghouls with Game. They released it back in April, and I found it by listening to an awesome Spotify playlist from Nivet. I think it's Nivet. It's not Knivet. So anyway, a great blog, great music discovery. Go and check out that playlist on Spotify. C-Mom says it is time for some music news. YouTube has quietly acknowledged that it's applying artificial intelligence, notably through traditional machine learning techniques, to alter creators' videos, specifically YouTube Shorts, and not notifying them. Now, this has definitely created some concern over consent and creative integrity. Now, the changes include little subtle enhancements like deblurring, noise reduction, sharpening, and general clarity improvements similar to what a smartphone camera will automatically apply. YouTube describes this as machine learning rather than generative AI or resolution upscaling. Okay. Several high-profile creators, including music educator Rick Beato, he's got about 5 million subscribers, and guitarist Rhett Shull, noticed odd visual things. So Beato said, quote, "Man, my hair looks strange, as if I had used a filter," while Shull called the over-sharpening, quote, "terrible," and argued that it made his content look like it was AI generated. Now, YouTube has confirmed the experiment publicly, but the lack of creator consent before applying these alterations really are striking many as invasive. Digital ethic experts caution that undisclosed modifications risk eroding that trust between creators and platforms and, of course, audiences, which I think is most important because a lot of people are really getting burned out on AI, at least from what I see online, and it's really going to frustrate a lot of people, I think. This controversy does put a light on a broader dilemma. Platforms are increasingly mediating reality with these edits that users, that creators and viewers just are not aware of. And it raises pretty serious questions about who owns what, authenticity, and the limits of what a platform can control. And still going with the AI news, I have a feeling that music news is just always going to be AI every week, every day. Musicians are raising an alarm after they discovered that AI-generated albums are being released under their real names without their consent. And it's in the folk industry. Folk singer-songwriter Emily Portman found an entire fake album attributed to her on Spotify and iTunes, confusing fans who thought it was her work. And she's not alone. Artists like Josh Kaufman, Jeff Tweedy, Father John Misty, Sam Beam, Teddy Thompson, and Jacob Dylan have all recorded similar cases of these fraudulent AI releases that are mimicking their styles. Now, Portman says she did file copyright complaints, but responses from platforms have been very slow, and she still hasn't regained full control of her Spotify profile. Now, the lack of urgency is really showing a gap in how streaming services handle fraudulent uploads, and it really leaves artists vulnerable to being exploited. They don't care about the artist. These streaming services do not give a fuck. The issue also does point to a broader problem in the digital music ecosystem. So AI makes it easier, obviously, than ever to mass produce convincing tracks. And of course, the scams go up and they exploit streaming royalties and they mislead fans. It recalls earlier cases like the $10 million AI streaming fraud where thousands of fake songs were pumped onto platforms and monetized through bots. Now, voices in the industry are pushing for stronger safeguards, including mandatory AI labeling, yes please, of content and stricter oversight of distributors. Without these protections, artists are going to keep losing control of their own identities while losing that trust, again, between musicians, fans, and platforms. It's just going to all fall apart, just like I said in the YouTube case. So this is some serious stuff that we really need to pay attention to because it's going to change all of music and it's going to destroy artists. And who's going to hurt the most from it? Independent artists, because they already are supported the least on these platforms. So it's just going to get worse and worse. All right, that is your gloom and doom music this week. If you have feedback or other music news to share, you can shoot an email my way, scenemomsays@gmail.com. another Massachusetts band for you out of Boston. That was Ruby Grove with Maybe It's Time. This one's a little older, meaning 2023, but I love it and I wanted to share. I saw a meme recently that said, your old music is still brand new to some. Don't stop sharing. I 1000% agree. We live in an age now where it's always about the single and the next single and the next single. And sometimes we get wrapped up in the next new single. Artists can forget that behind them, there's 100 other tunes that are still equally relevant. So reshare your older music. C-Mom says it's time for some music history. On August 24th in 1968, The Doors scored their second U.S. #1 single with Hello, I Love You. The song's success helped cement their reputation as one of the defining rock bands of the late 1960s. On August 25th in 1970, Elton John played his first American concert at the Troubadour in Los Angeles. The performance was definitely a turning point that launched him into stardom in the United States. On August 26th in 1968, the Beatles released Hey Jude, backed with Revolution. The single became one of their biggest hits, with Hey Jude holding the top spot in the U.S. for 9 weeks. On August 28th in 1963, at the March on Washington, Malia Jackson and Joan Baez performed before Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, which marked a pivotal intersection of music and civil rights. And on August 29th, back in 1966, the Beatles played their final paid concert at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. This marked the end of their touring years and a shift towards their studio-only projects. And that is some music history for you this week. Now we're going to jump right into the marketing tip of the week. Minimize the data that you're collecting. There's been an uptick in data breaches lately. A big uptick, prompting users to be way more selective with the information that they give online. Do you need a mailing address for someone to subscribe to your newsletter? Probably not. Do you need to know their income level? Doubtful. Yes, you can always have an opt-out option, but why are you asking for the information in the first place? I definitely understand that at times specific demographics and information are needed, especially if you are trying to get sponsors and people to support you financially. But you need to be choosy about what you ask for and when you are asking for it. People overall are going to appreciate the respect for their privacy. And that's only going to come back as a positive for you, especially as the online world is, I hate to sound like this old boomer type, but things are getting more and more dangerous out there. But it's really true. And I think all of you hopefully are nodding along. As always, if you want to chat more about marketing and promoting your music or your brand, you can always schedule a consult with me at dannycutler.com. And you can also subscribe to my newsletter for even more. And there's also the private Facebook group as well. I will have all the links in the show notes. It's also the last couple days that you can go ahead and schedule your consultation special. Newsletter subscribers until the end of August. Consultation and analysis is only $50, which is down from $99. Big deal. I hope that you will take advantage because I will dive into all of your digital marketing. We'll talk about your needs, your wants, suggestions on how to best market your business, and tips and tricks to plan ahead that are specific to your business, your brand, your music. Again, link to subscribe will be in the show notes. All right, moving on. I know I'm talking a lot more this week. It's time for my music pick of the week, though. I completely forgot when KZ of the Bellwethers sent me their new single via text. Hey, I'm old. It happens. But I was excited to receive it in my email. I have loved this band for years, even before calling KZ and the band the friends that they are today. This Phoenix-based rock band mixes good old rock and roll along with more psychedelic elements, and listening to their music and an album start to finish is truly a journey. This new single is no exception. Turn the Lights Out will be released to the world on September 19th, but lucky me, you get the preview right now, and it is my pick of the week. Here's the Bellwethers and Turn the Lights Out.
Inside, spilling out like church on Sunday. His life's burning out now, like a cigarette left alone in an ashtray. lit it. On off the drunk since 9 to 5. This time she's close to kicking it. Turn out the lights on your old house floor. Ain't nobody in there is living. Mars passed on and hearts round the bend, and the clock keeps on ticking. Your life got cynical when you saw that the fix was in. On the game, you really thought that you were somehow winning. Turn out the lights on your old house floor. Ain't nobody in there is living. Mars passed on and hearts round the bend, and the clock keeps on ticking. Turn out the lights on your old house floor. Ain't nobody in there is living. Mars passed on and hearts round the bend, and the clock keeps on ticking. Turn out the lights on your old house floor. Ain't nobody in there is living. Mars passed on and hearts round the bend, and the clock keeps on ticking.
See, Mom says now it's time for some good news this week. Actor Christian Bale is building 12 homes in Palmdale, California as part of a village designed to keep foster care siblings together under one roof. A philanthropic initiative developed through the nonprofit Together California, which he co-founded with his wife CB and Dr. Eric Australian. Construction began back in 2024, and at the time of reporting in August of 2025, construction was still ongoing. The estimated project costs stood at $22 million, and plans include not just the 12 townhouse units, but also 2 studio apartments for young adults who are transitioning out of foster care, a 7,000 square foot community center, and outdoor communal space. According to the San Francisco Gate, the first 4 homes are slated to open by December of this year or January of 2026. And CBS News reports that children in the village will be cared for by trained foster parents. Bale's involvement with the foster care system began back in 2008, inspired by concerns about what would happen to his own daughter if she were ever in foster care, a realization that would ultimately lead to the creation of Together California. It's a great story. As a former foster child myself, buy me a beer. I'll tell you all about that. I think that is a wonderful idea. And I also worked as an advocate for kids in foster care. And I work with a lot of kids that aged out of the system. It's tougher out there. The older you are in foster care, the harder you have it. So I love this. And now I love Christian Bale even more. That's it for episode 70. Links to all the music and news you heard this week will, of course, be in the show notes. And if you have any feedback, you can always get in touch on social media. It's cmomsays on Facebook and dcutleraz everywhere else. And you can email me, cmomsays@gmail.com. And if you like what you hear, please share. I would appreciate that so much. Thanks as always for listening, and you'll hear me again soon. You've been listening to the Scene Mom Says podcast. Intro, outro music is Look Good for the Radio by Fairy Bones. Learn more about Danny and the show at dannycutler.com.